What is up, YouTube? That's here today. I'm back playing some more Pokemon VGC Reg Wi-Fi battles. Today we're busting out a super cool team that uses Shenpao, Entei, Giratina, Origin. There's a bunch of really cool, like, hyper-aggressive mons on this team. We're using Stellar Terra Shenpao to start things off. Really cool. Standard 252 cruise control for cool set. Rocking the Life Orb, Normal Terra Entei. Really cool. Inner Focus means we're not going to be able to get fake outed. We're immune to those Intimidates, and it's the perfect partner for Shenpao in the Reg I format. And this is where the team's heavy hitter pops off. It's going to be Giratina Origin. Look at this moveset, right? It's going to be Shadow Sneak, Poltergeist, Draco Meteor, Speed Reduced. What is this set? We're going to break down the EVs in just a moment, but man, this thing is so good. It locks up Shadow Riders, has an amazing matchup for things like Groudon, like Kyogre, like Zamazenta. Like, Giratina is such a good mon right now. I don't know why people are sleeping on it, and if your opponent wants to go for those Dazzling Gleams, we have the Fire Terra to block it. Fire Terra is also good to, like, Kali Eye. Like, Giratina is, like, actually really good right now, and I don't know why more people aren't using it. We also have a standard Zenta. This is going to be a heavy speed investment Zenta. We have a Scarf Urshi Water with coaching, and then an AV Rillaboom if we want a little bit more sustain on Zenta. If we want to have a better matchup in a Miraidon, Rillaboom's the mom for that. If we want to take a look at the EVs real quick here, Rilla is going to be pretty simple. Ursh is going to be pretty simple. Got the Adamant Scarf. Zenta is, like I said, very fast with, split defenses. The Giratina is heavy attack, but not full attack. A lot in SPDEF. You actually don't need to put a lot of points into HP on Giratina Origin since it has such a high base HP. And then because I want to use Draco, I didn't want to go with, like, a special attack reduced nature. I wanted my Dracos to be as strong as possible, to be able to do really good damage to things like Farigiraf, to be able to pick up KOs on Miraidons if we force Terras on other stuff. So I think it's actually a really cool set, and Giratina is not really going to need its speed that much because we're using priority Shadow Sneak for the most part. Remember, all of our Ghost and Dragon moves are going to get a 1.2 boost from our Grisius core. Really cool set. Entei is going to be cruise control for cool 252, and Pao is going to be cruise control for cool 252. That's a tongue twister. Try saying that 5 times fast, guys. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been watching the content recently. We're making a bunch of really cool Reg I stuff. I'm happy to have you guys along for the ride. And speaking about the ride, we're actually trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. We're currently at 44,900 and some change. We need to get to 50,000, but we actually need to get to 45,000 first. We're so close to 45,000. If you guys like this content, you want to see more, think about dropping a sub. And without further ado, let's get right onto these games. Wish me luck. Here we go. Alright, so that's actually a really cool team. Sandy Shock is a very underrated mon in this format. It's great in a Miraidon, and Eerie Impulse makes it amazing in opposing Lunala. So this team also has Lunala as well. Very cool mon. You can also side Eerie Impulse into your Enamorus. How do I deal with this? I think that Entei is, like, actually a really good mon here, just because it avoids that fake out. So, like, I think something like Entei could be good. Entei Tina seems good to me. Entei Pao seems really nice. I'm going to try the Entei Pao, and then I think Giratina historically is absolutely amazing into Groudon. We have Fire Terra too, so they can't go for any, like, Heat Crashes or anything weird. And then we just need, like, one mon to be able to come out and just solidify the game. I know a lot of you guys are probably screaming, like, Zenta. I'm just not a big fan of Zenta into Lunala. I think I'm going to bring my Ursh, and I'm looking at my moveset here. I have coaching. Surging Strikes is actually still good here. I think I'm going to bring the Ursh over the Zenta. I think that, like, Zenta would be a step in the wrong direction with the EV spread that we're using. Yes, it's kind of fast. It's, like, fast enough. But at the same time, I don't think Zenta's like, the right play here. So that's just my opinion on it. I think that, we could probably optimize things a little bit further if we wanted to. But dang, this is going to be rough. I want to see if it actually leads Sandy Shock. So Groudon will now double restricteds right off the rip. We didn't do that little exercise where we try and guess their items, but we actually can do that right now. So let's see what we see. I think Entei, like I was talking about, is absolutely amazing here. It almost forces the Groudon into a Fire Terra, because they don't want to eat that Sacred Fire, and the Pao next to the Entei is just further conditioning that Fire Terra. So what we're actually going to do here is just truck that Lunala and actually use the Groudon's Sun as a steroid. So what we're actually going to do probably is just go for either a Crunch or an Icicle Crash into the Lunala and a Sacred Fire. If they want to flip on the Water Terra there, I would say that's potentially a misplay because you're leaving your Groudon out high and dry. That being said, let's take a look at some of these items. I think it's probably going to be... That looks like a power up set to me on Lunala. It does. I think that Sandy Shock could be Sash. I don't think it's Booster. It might be Booster. Incin's probably Safety Goggles here. Enamorus is a really weird mon. I don't know how that thing's built yet. Covert Cloak's pretty common, but Covert Cloak is Thunderous' most common item. It could be Sash. That would be pretty not great. That's probably a clear amulet on the Groudon. So that being said, like I was talking about, I'm just going to nuke the Lunala. I'm going to Icicle Crash it as opposed... No, I'm going to Crunch it. It's fine. I think you're terastallizing your Groudon. Let's go gaming. Hopefully we're not Scarf Lunala, right? Here we go. Pivot out Lunala. Awesome. Whatever comes in here is just getting absolutely dumpied on. Is this Sandy Shocks? Oh, it's Dundee. Dude, I should have went Icicle Crash. No, it's okay. Because we were forcing that fire tear, just like I said. It's really, really important to understand the vibes that you're giving off, the bluffs that you're making, and how to correctly capitalize on them. I think, actually, Icicle Crash could have been a good play there, because we knew they were getting their Terra out of the way. They weren't going to tear the Lunala water. And then all their Mons have, like, that ice weakness. So it might have been a better play just to go for that Icicle Crash there. That being said, we're not really losing that much tempo here. We would have just, you know, Icicle Crash the Thundee, and then, what, Sacred Fire to Groudon. Yes, that is damage, but it's not, like, so important that, like, we needed to hit it, right? Hopefully it doesn't lose me the game. Miss P-Blades be very valuable. I'd actually rather miss this P-Blades on my POW than have, like, it miss on Entei and have, like, POW Sashka Clock. That's actually really, really nice, because I don't want to lose any tempo to Scarf Lunala if that is what that is. So that being said, we've seen Lunala, we've seen Groudon, we traded in 1-for-1, and we got our Terra. So even if we lose this game, we need to understand that we've been conditioning the right stuff so far. I think what I might do, I don't want to get Trick Roomed. I think that's the really big thing here. Now that the Lunala can't Terra, I'm able to just come in and go like for a fat Poltergeist into things. I really, really like that. I love that we can go Fire Terra here. I think I'm just going to nuke the Groudon. And like, what is Lunala going to do? Trick Room? Like, I'm thinking if they go Trick Room, I don't think this one has Trick Room. This is going to be Enamorous. Cupidos. This Giratina out here. Alright, what do we want to do here? We're going to definitely go fire like I was talking about. Groudon is worth respecting. They know I want to Icicle Crash. Maybe they're trying to bait me. I think I'm going to go Fire Terra and just hit the Groudon. They really shouldn't be able to hit me at all. Hopefully they're not... I think we can get away with just protecting POW. I know that sounds so crazy, but like the only way this guy comes back is like Enamorous, like... superpowering, and yeah, I guess now you could superpower the Giratina, but like I really want to elongate the effectiveness of this Sword of Ruin shred on the board. I want to be able to like bait out protects. I want to see what this Giratina, sorry, the Groudon's item is and see if it has Vest, because if it has Vest, as shown by our Poltergeist here, as used as like a pseudo Frisk, we're going to be able to double that slot. So hopefully that would work. What you got here? Dazzling Gleam. See, like, that's cool, but like, I wonder if that's where the Scarf is. And then like maybe they're building like the Sandy Shock's like 1 speed slower. P-Blades, cool. That doesn't hit anything. But the Levitate. Giratina has historically been, Giratina Origin has always been the biggest check to Groudon ever. And this game's no exception. I'd love to hit this. There's always that weird weight. Choice Band. Oh, he is so cooked. Same thing though, like we were talking about that. That is so much damage. I actually think that Crunch might get that KO. So I'm going to go for the Poltergeist here. And I really think that I can just get the KO with Crunch. We're going to find out. At the very worst, we have Ursh in the back, and Ursh is great into what they have here. So we're going to be good as long as that's not, like, Meteor Beam Lunala. I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, let's see what happens, though. I think there is something to say about doubling into the Enamorous this turn, soaking that P-Blades. But I think getting the Groudon off the board is a good play. I also think that like they might pivot out the Groudon, thinking they need to relock, and if they re-pivot out and then they get crunched, like that'd be game. That is Scarf Enamorous. Very, very solid set. We knew we were going to take that damage, you know, either way. So we're also trying to put the Enamorous within range for like a Poltergeist plus Shadow Sneak. So big damage. We do get the kill on Groudon. Absolutely amazing. Sword of Ruin, so good. And hopefully we hit this Poltergeist. It's so weird. Whenever you miss a move, there's that like weird pause animation that happens. Let me know if you guys notice this. But Poltergeist has a really, really long pause animation before it does anything. And it is Scarf, like we said. Big damage, puts it within range. Well, we got the KO because Sword of Ruin is so good. This Giratina set's not even like full investment. Like, it's so ridiculous. This Giratina set is not even like full investment. Isn't that crazy? We only have like 156 points in attack. I think we just played a bump, but like, that's so good. This guy probably like feels so sad that they rolled into the one Giratina Origin player on ladder, but like we take this all the way to the bank. I'm trying to think of ways that we lose here. You can't Terra. I don't need to miss a Poltergeist here, so I'm just going to Shadow Sneak into a Crunch to finish this one off, and then we didn't even need our Urshi Water in the back, but I was really comfortable playing Urshi Water in the back. I think it was great at solidifying the matchups against like the Groudon, finishing off things that might have been a little bit low. It was a good defensive water pivot if we needed it, so I think we brought the right for the matchup. And yeah, very happy with how this game went. Super cool to see, and we take those wins all the way to the bank. Giratina Origin, all right, going up against VR Shadow Rider Zenta. This is the one that looks to be like the Life Orb POW. I'm trying to remember all the items on this. This is Mystic Water Ursh. I don't think it's Scarf. I think it's Mystic Water. I'm trying to remember. Let me know if I'm getting these right. AV Rilla, Sash Shadow Rider. And then, I don't remember if the Torn is Rocky Helmet or Mental Orb. I think it's Dark Terra Rocky Helmet, if I recall correctly. So that being said, what do we want to do to outvalue this? I think Giratina is amazing into Zenta if we can get rid of the Shadow Rider. So that being said, how are we going to get rid of the Shadow Rider? Something like Ursh is good into that. I think Ursh POW is a solid lead. Do we have Ghost Terra on this Ursh? We double dip in water. We are double dip in water. So actually, I want to save my Ursh in the back then. So that means I think I can just lead Entei here. I think Entei's a solid lead. We have to respect their ability to go Torn Ursh. So I think I'm going to lead with these two. Same thing again. I'm going to bring the Giratina. I'm going to bring the Ursh. Wow, we brought the same ones, but we went there in a completely different way. I don't think Rillaboom's great here, and I'm not a big fan of Zenta Mirrors. You're starting to see a pattern, at least like with me when I play. I'm not a big fan of like Zenta, because I feel like since Zenta is like a single target restricted, that requires a little bit of babysitting. Yes, it has wide guard, but like I feel like if you're already ahead, Zenta could like come in and like wide guard, lose a 50-50, lose a speed tie to their Zenta, get crit by something. I don't like that. I'd rather just bring my Ursh and say like, I know my speed tier, you're dead, right? That works for me. So double restricteds here. I wonder if I'm thinking about double protecting. Because there's nothing really wrong with like double protecting and then like forcing them to respect like Sucker. We'd also like lose the Entei, rebring in our Ursh. You see, like I think we have a lot of good lines. I think I'm just gonna protect here. I'd like to see what they think they're doing here. Maybe they're doubling into a specific slot. See how we got the Terra out of the way? Like we're doing a really good job of just like playing patiently and forcing our opponent to reveal what they think they're gonna do. And now they can't Terra that Shadow Rider into double dipping Ghost or anything. And they go Water Terra here. Yeah, I'm never gonna take that bait. Like, I'm never gonna do it. So I want to see if they body press my Entei. See how the Protect's on cooldown now too. That's so good. That means if we throw 2 attacks into that slot, we're probably going to be able to get away with something here. I'm thinking though. Body press, who? Whoa, that's cheeky. Like this is commonly a Ghost Terramon too. Very weird. I think I'm just going to pivot in Giratina. And I don't need to Sucker because we know it's Sash, so I'm just going to Crunch into the Shadow Rider, who could go for a double protect to bait out Sucker Punch. It could just pivot. It looks like it's not pivoting. It's staying in. If you want to rip an Astral, my friend, be my guest. I could have went normal Terra Entei. I just didn't want to waste my Terra. There's the Encore. Yeah, they tried to Encore the Entei. Not happening. You should have Encored the POW. I guess they thought they'd also be playing around Sucker Punch, but they're not. And now we have the Shadow Sneak to always pin that slot up, and this Zenta cannot do that much to Giratina. So we're in a great spot here. Body press POW, like that's fine. I don't really think it's the end of the world. I need to start sticking some damage into this Zenta, but at the same time, like, I don't really see an issue with, like, Shadow Sneak the Shadow Rider Protect to elongate board presence. Yes, this will make me take Sword of Ruin damage right if you want to make a read and go, like, heavy slam my Giratina, but, like, Giratina's probably heavier than you. I wouldn't be surprised. So, like, I don't really know what they really get out of it in the long run, and if I can do, like, 30% to it, I might be able to start coming. Actually, you know what does a lot of damage to that guy is probably just a Draco. Like, it's neutral right now. And this is a really unique EV spread that lets us be like a mixed sweeper on this Giratina. I really, really like this. I wonder if they're going to be respectful of Shadow Sneak, because you might just go for like Encore into something weird. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shadow Rider Protector. I'm going to keep them honest here. I like that they're pivoting no matter what they bring in here. Shadow Sneak's going to do some decent chip. I want to see if it's Rocky Helmet though on this guy. He's going to try and set, like, speed control, right? Really cool to see Torn in the back. I think it's the right play as well. So that being said, Shadow Sneak's going to do good damage here. That's great. Sword of Ruin is so good. Body press into POW. He's really keeping that POW honest. I'm just not letting him get an inch into the matchup. Okay. I think I could just... Oh, I'm trying to remember. Was I faster than them? Zenta can't be faster than POW. So that's fine. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, 128, 135. So cool. I will be able to... I think I might just still Sucker Punch the Zenta, though. I think I might just go Poltergeist into here. And I think I might just Sucker and just, like, be fine with this. I really think I just win if I play this correctly. Sucker Punch is great. Like, it's free damage. I didn't need to do anything else. You're Tailwinding to enable yourself to outspeed my POW. So that's actually free damage I would not have had otherwise. And then I'm going to probably be able to get the Torn off the board. I want the Torn off the board. And actually also want my POW off the board because now there's no Sword of Ruin damage shred shredding up my own Giratina. So we got to hope that their last Mon isn't great here. But it's Clover Cloak turn. Yeah, that's right. It was Clover Cloak. I ran this team when I ran it with, what is that Mon? I ran it with Rocky Helmet. All right, so that being said, I think you just go Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak, Weave in a Protect. What's the problem here? Yeah. Do we need to Shadow Sneak the Torn? That's another great question. I'm actually going to Draco Meteor the Zenta. Let the Torn do whatever it wants for one turn. I don't care if you're going to Bleak Wind me. I don't care. You know? He's probably going to use a Protector. So I don't even know if this thing gets Protect. But, like, I think this is fine. They have to be respectful of Extreme Speed. They have to be respectful of a lot of stuff here. And this Draco is going to do decent damage. Remember, Giratina has the Griseous Core, which gives ourselves a 1.2 boost to all our moves. And we're a speed-reduced nature. You're pivoting out the Zenta, which means you lose that +1 defense boost. This is going to be Urshifu. Okay. Let's go. That's so good. Rain Dance. So he's trying to cook me out here, bro. He's trying to think I'm going to Sacred Fire, bro? Not today. Let me hit that Draco. Oh, look at this. That's so much damage. And we just E-Speed Shadow Sneak. GG's. You can't tear anymore. I got that priorities. Please. The right play here is actually, I was going to say it's double the Ursh. Because, like, if you KO the Ursh, it'll redirect the Shadow Sneak into the Torn. But, like, I actually just think this is fine. Because I was thinking, like, you pivot out the Ursh for Shadow Rider, you know, you'd be able to just make sure Shadow Rider goes down, and that's more important. But we're just going to get double KO. Oh, that's so good. This team is so good, right? Holy moly. They were not expecting the big Draco Meteor mixed sweeper Giratina. This guy's like, wait, that's not a thing. And I'm like, it is a thing. It's thinging right now. And so all I gotta do is just pin the Shadow Rider. It's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take a while, but, like, there should not be a way that the Zenta breaks the Giratina here. That's 2 matchups now where Giratina's, like, awkwardly enough been, like, really, really good. But let's see. There might be a way to lose. Crits are a thing. Double protects are a thing. We're going to protect the Entei, Shadow Sneak into, like, worst case scenario, so like a crit Heavy Slam or something. We haven't even used our Terra yet. That's so good. We have 46 Shadow Sneaks, and we're not afraid to use them. Here we go. Let's see what you got. And they're not protecting Shadow Rider. They're forcing the Shadow Sneak. Cool. Yep. We take those. Worst case scenario, we eat a Heavy Slam, but I don't think it does, like, any damage at all, really. And we still have that Terra in the back, too. Body Press. Oh, they're going to respect the Entei, because they can't do anything to the Giratina. That's so good. That's so good. Wow, this team is, like, really, really nice. If you guys want to try this team out for yourself, you know, I went over all the EVs at the start of the video. If you just, oh, Rage Quit. Dude, the Rage Quit, dude. I'd be so mad if I lost to, like, Draco Meteor speed reduced stupid Giratina set that looks like this. I'd be mad too if I got absolutely bodied by that. So, like, I don't blame them for rage quitting. But if you guys want to check out this team and try it out for yourself, I'm going to make a rental available on Patreon. But you guys can just check out all the EVs. You know, I have that. We all went over it at the start of the video. But yeah, we're going to go to another game. This team's, like, actually cooking. That's ridiculous. And we've only used one of our restricteds. That's so nice. All right, Smeargle, the demon. Let's see how we want to deal with this. So the thing about Smeargle is, in my opinion, it actually makes Shadow Rider, like, a lot worse than, you know, it might look on paper. Like, it looks like Shadow Rider Smeargle's, like, unbeatable. But you have to remember, like, Smeargle has to have the Sash, which means you can't have Sash Ursh, you can't have Sash Torn, you can't have Sash Shadow Rider. You're going to be Sash Smeargle, which means they're probably going to be Life Orb or Specs on that Shadow Rider. I think it's Specs, I think it's Life Orb on the Koraidon. I think it's going to be Cloak, Torn, Scarf, Ursh, AV, Rilla, right? So just because Smeargle's on the team, we're able to know everything about the rest of the team. So how do we want to abuse that? I think mid-game POW is probably going to be really good here. I think something that lets us not care as much about Smeargle might be nice. So again, like a Rilla lead could be seen as viable. I think that's definitely something that I don't hate. I think I could have a faster fake out than them too. Something like this is really passive, but not bad. If I let Entei, I don't really know how I feel about Entei. Let's think another thing too. Let's just do the standard POW Entei. I think that's good. It's good at respecting the Ursh, and there's no Intimidates. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't do this. You don't have any multi-hit moves on anything other than your Ursh. I'm going to bring my Giratina here, which I don't think is amazing, and I'm going to bring my Ursh, even though you have Sun. I think just a Scarf Ursh has the right speed here. There's a good chance you actually have Urshi Dark on that team. And I want to be able to just close combat in the face. And Ursh is a good defensive pivot for POW if I don't want to risk pivoting in my Giratina on like a Wicked Blow. I can just always pivot in my Urshi Water on that. I think we got shots here. Smeargle Koraidon. Okay. Let's see. You have the ability to Flame Charge, Follow Me, Fake Out. I'm going to double protect and see what we see. Maybe they Terra? Not that you should Terra. And I want to put pressure on that Smeargle. Smeargles don't usually carry a protect option, so if you can get rid of the Wide Guard, we can trade a 1-for-1 into the Smeargle. And then from there, you can't really KO any of my Mons with the Koraidon. So then I'll be able to like throw like an extreme speed or like a sucker punch or something, especially if you fire charge. That'd be a really, really good play. And we're setting up to close out the Shadow Rider with Giratina. I'm trying to see if we get a Terra this turn. We're not, which is the right play from our opponent. You don't want to be wasting your Terra so early. Protect. Ooh, are you decorating, my son, my friend? It doesn't matter if you want to decorate. Like, I don't really care what happens here. Hopefully they're not like shed tailing. That'd be really obnoxious. Maybe Sticky Web. That would suck, right? Spore. Just a raw Spore. Good play. So this turn we're just going to double into the Smeargle, ignore the Koraidon. Koraidon can't KO Entei, and it would clock the Smeargle Sash. Actually, you might KO Entei if your Orb close combat because the shorter Ruin damage shred. So that being said, I'm going to go for the E-Speed into the Smeargle and just a Crunch. And I'm thinking if I want to, I think Crunch is a good play over the Icicle Crash in case they wanted to pivot out Shadow Rider to block the E-Speed, right? Icicle Crash is good though against like, actually, you know what? I'm an Icicle Crash. I don't care. Like, you have so many Mons, and I think that's Urshi Dark. So, like, it would catch the Torn, it would catch the Rilla. Like, I'm all about that. I think that's a good play. If they want to go normal Terra, they can. See the pivot. Like, let's see. Who's coming in here? Who's eating the Icicle Crash? It better not be Shadow Rider. Oh my gosh, if Shadow Rider could have crunched him in the face. I'm so sad. I had the right read the whole time. This is still going to do a lot of damage. But man, I'm sad now. And then no Fire Terra either. That's raw. That is raw. Icicle Crash. We outspeed the Koraidon. Tells me they're probably adamant and that that's not a speed tie. Flame Charge. Yeah. Cool. Okay. You're going to... I'm going to do a double protect because I want to see... Double protect could be really good here or really bad. I'm going to go normal Terra Entei. And I'm going to make a read on this Koraidon this turn. Here's my Terrace. He's not terastallizing the Shadow Rider. And remember, we don't need to like get the Shadow Rider off the board with the Sucker Punch because we have the ability to just send out Giratina and check that thing. Right, that's the idea. I'll take my 15% into your Koraidon over here. Especially if Shadow Rider wants to play passive. Cool. Happy to see that. It's Life Orb since we didn't see the Koraidon have the Life Orb. So it's going to be Life Orb Shadow Rider. Big E-Speed, by the way. Fat E-Speed. That's a lot of damage. You going for POW, you going for Entei, where we dropping? Sucker Punch, big damage. Yep. It's big enough. Flame Charge. Nice. That's so nice. I get to... I have my pin. I got the pins. So we have... Koraidon's pinned by Entei. And Shadow Rider pins... Well, actually, Ursh is just better here. This is why the Ursh is better, right? This is why it's better. So E-Speed's always going to lock up that Koraidon. And I think that Surging Strikes in the Sun still gets us KO on Shadow Rider, and I'm willing to bet that it does. I'm willing to, you know, risk it for some biscuits here that it does. I know it's sunny right now, and I could have sent out the Giratina. You're probably thinking like, why didn't you send out Giratina? You just go Shadow Sneak. Well, if you pivot out the Smeargle, I don't have the way to like double tap that Smeargle and still respect the Koraidon if he goes for like a Protect this turn without getting spored in the face. So I don't particularly like that, because all they would have to do is pivot out Shadow Rider for Smeargle, Protect, and the next turn pivot out Koraidon for Shadow Rider, and then Spore me, and I just E-speed it into a million pieces, and it doesn't work. So I really, really like this line. You probably think I'm going into the Koraidon, I'm just not. Yeah, it's a good, that's a good pivot. I like it. Big damage in this Rilla, that's huge. Oh yeah, that's big. And you shouldn't be able to break the Entei here either. Like, worst case scenario, I get like, it's not gonna get it. Unless I get a big crit. Now let's see it. Okay, almost got that. If he's orbed, he actually ticks out and we win. Psychic, cool. You got that orb? If you got that orb, like, I'm calling it. I'm calling curtains on this one. Show me that orb. Orb, boys. Orb gaming. Orb D's, please. Come on. Orb, orb. When does that tick? Orb, 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 orb. Yes! Oh, it's so good! All right! Yo, Ursh value right here. Ursh value. Unlocking the ability to bring in the Giratina. Oh, that's so good. Now, you still have that Smeargle, which still outspeeds a lot of stuff, but at the same time, like, Koraidon's so low. We have so many priority mons. Oh, you didn't even bring it out. Huh. I'm dropping a Draco. Actually, I can go Shadow Sneak the Koraidon and Sacred Fire Rilla, and that'll work every time. If you pivot in Smeargle, you can't protect the Rilla, right? Yep. Cool. You gonna fake out my Entei, bro? You gonna Grassy Glide me? Fake out. Dude, it's Entei, bro! I mean, I guess he's forcing me to have the good move, but I'm gonna get a double KO this turn. We take these. Yeah, Inner Focus is a pretty good ability last time I checked. So, no fake out of Rooney Dooney. Sacred Fire, survey says. A swing and a hit with a Sacred Fire. Woo! So good. So good. We're about to be taking these wins. I'm trying to think of any way that we lose. Is there any way that Smeargle can possibly bring this back? The Harsh Sunlight fades, facing down Giratina Origin and Entei. They still have Terra. So let's see. Maybe they're just, like, hoping that Giratina can't hit. They're like, maybe if that's banded Giratina, it's like I'm literally holding an item that says that I'm not banded. But Draco Meteor is my move that can hit here, and yeah, might as well just Sacred Fire it. What are you gonna do? I'm faster than you, and I'm not afraid to use it. Battle was canceled. Wins up. Like I said, Smeargle Shadow Rider does not like work because your Shadow Rider is just obviously so predictable. You lose the advantage of playing like a closed sheet game because you basically reveal the rest of your team's items, at least in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that. Miraidon Shadow Rider with a little bit of Iron Hands. So this is gonna be one of those situations where like I still think Giratina is viable, especially if you can lock that Miraidon into like an electric attack as opposed to like something besides Deep Gleam. So I think utilizing things like Zamazenta with you know, Wide Guard as bait, using a little bit of Entei, we can get a lot of value here. That being said, they only have one tempo this team wants to go. Let's try and guess some of their items. I think it's going to be Cloak Whims. I really hope it's not Sash. I think it's Sash Shadow Rider, AV Hands, Hearth Flame Ogre Pawn, Specs Shadow Rider. And that might be like a Mystic Water Ursh. It could also be Scarf, though. We got to be respectful of all the options. I don't dislike Entei Pow. I think Entei Pow just lets me set the tempo that I want. What are you gonna do? Lead Hands, like fake out? I'm just gonna click Sacred Fire, right? And if you lead like Hands Miraidon, I'm gonna go double protect, Sucker Punch, normal Terra E-Speed. I think I just gimp your Miraidon. Worst case scenario, I lose my Pow Sash that turn. So that's good, and then I should be able to close you with these. That's kind of where I'm looking. I don't think we need... I think a lot of people would probably go into Rillaboom against Miraidon, especially like Miraidon Ursh. I don't want to do that just yet. I think that Ursh would be a lot better if they had, like, Miraidon, Farigiraf, Kali I. I know that sounds weird because, like, Ursh isn't good in Kali I or Farigiraf, but, like, I don't think that Rilla is, like, good at all into, like, the Whims variants that are just really, really fast. You end up just losing tempo to things like Ogre Pawn Fire, Whimsicott gets its speed control up, and your Rilla's just kind of sitting there being like, I turned off terrain, you know, I did it, and you're just like, thanks, I guess. This is actually a really good board for me. I'm going to Stone Edge the Ogre Pawn and just Icicle Crash the Whims and get a double KO on the first turn, and then it's going to drastically speed up this game. Yes, they're going to have speed control in the back, but I'm going to probably win for this because you can't break my Sash on my POW and set your Tailwind at the same time. Unless you're like got some weird Sash set, and if you do, you're susceptible then to like Sucker Punches, E-Speeds, things like that. We have a lot of options here. But again, you see how like Rilla is not the play? Rilla would be like the worst thing ever. That's exactly the situation I said. Like Rilla would be the fattest L here. And this person's preying on the fact that like a lot of people use Rillaboom to check Miraidon, and it's just not a good look. So you're gonna get a Tailwind up here. You're gonna be able to clock my Pow Sash. But do you see how like we're gonna put them in a situation where like you want to come in with that Miraidon, you want to click D-Gleam, but there's an Entei right there. Hopefully I hit some of these moves. I'm going to be hitting an 80% accuracy Stone Edge and an Icicle Crash. Yes, this Icicle Crash hitting is so nice. Even if they are Sash, which like would suck, like, you know, we needed to hit it, right? So let me hit this Stone Edge. I always hit Stone Edge. There's no luck. Let's go. Told you guys I always hit that. This is Life Orb boosted and Sword of Ruin Shred. They're gone, right? And you're probably thinking like, why do you even have Stone Edge? Like, is it for Incin? It's actually for Ho-Oh, but it works really good into Ogerpon and Incin as well. So, turn 1, yeah, they got a Tailwind, but, like, now all their speed control's gone. And remember, our team has, like, Priority Kali-I. Sorry, I just read Kali-I. Priority Shenpao, Priority Entei, Priority Giratina. We're going to see what they lock into. I think it's still right for them to lock into something like a D-Gleam. But you remember what we have in the back? I think it's Zenta Giratina. So we just go, like, wide guard, you know, GG, shake my hand. Yeah, well, that's so good. Yeah, so we're going to double protect and kind of wait out what they're doing here. See what the Groudon wants to walk into, see if we get any Terras out of the way. And so, like, people that want to play, like, hyper-aggressive like that, you can just completely, like, lock them out of the game by, like, speeding up the game like this. You just go right to the end game and be like, I have so many resources, like, let's see what you're doing here. See how they're revealing even more resources. They're like, addicted to revealing resources here. And let's see if they want to go Fairy Terra. They do go Fairy. Okay. I think I just win with Tina. Protect. Awesome. I love that they protected there. I think we're just going to let both these Mons go down. But let's see how we want to do it. They're going to go D-Gleam here, right? Electro Drift. Okay, so they're gamers. Okay. Electro Drift the Entei. That's a good play. They know I want to Sucker Punch the Kali. And keep them honest. And go for like... I think I can Sucker Punch there. I think that's fair. And I actually don't mind losing my Entei to that. Especially if I just get to stick like a random E-Speed or something. I'm thinking if I want to Terra here. I'm thinking I kind of want to save Giratina's Terra. I know that sounds really... I am going to save Giratina's Terra. I'm going to lose both my Mons here and just bring out the right Mons in the back. Free damage. No Protect from the Shadow Rider. Sucker Punch hits. Oh, that's so nice. I'm losing both. Oh, he's gone! No Sash! Sash Ursh. We take those. What, do you think I wasn't going to click Sucker Punch, bro? Like, of course I'm going to click Sucker Punch. Electro Drift target. Pow? Yeah. The right play there would have been double protect if that was going to be your play the whole time. I think you tried to pull a fast one on me, bro. It didn't work. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Get Giratina'd. Get Giratina'd D's, please. We're just going to go Shadow Sneak plus normal Terra E-Speed and win out. Man, this team is so good. It's like... It plays the game like a very different tempo. And I bet it has a hard time dealing with Farigiraf, but like the rest of the team actually makes like a lot of sense. I think the rest of the team puts a lot of pressure on Farigiraf. You know, we have Giratina can still use like Draco Meteor against it, and you know, Farigirafs are commonly built heavily defensive with Electric Seed, so that's actually good damage. Pow has the Crunch, Entei has like Sacred Fire, Stone Edge can crit, Zenta's great into Farigiraf because like, you know, it doesn't... You can't get Intimidate cycled. Urshifu crits through all these things, and like Rillaboom isn't that great for Farigiraf. But that being said, I think it's a really, really cool team. If you guys like this team, think about it, let me know. And, you know, while you guys are having a great day down in the comment section, think about dropping a sub on the channel, guys. We're still trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. We are so freaking close to 45,000. If you guys like this educational content we've been making recently, where it's YouTube-specific videos, think about let me know, and think about dropping a sub if you want to see more of it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace out. I'll see you guys next time.